When it comes to the case out of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, we have an update for you. Timothy HASLETT Jr., charged with rape and kidnapping, appeared before a judge yesterday in Liberty, Missouri, to face charges of kidnapping and rape. Here is what we know so far. We know that Timothy HASLETT Jr., the man behind bars, picked up the victim, known as TJ, in the probable cause on Prospect Avenue. That's a street in the Kansas City metro area at the beginning of September. Police say that TJ was kept in a small room in the basement and that HASLETT built the room himself, which I want to share some of my own speculation here that definitely makes me wonder about those mini Home Depot employees who got to know HASLETT and said they had pleasant conversations with him. Was he purchasing material to build this secret room? I also wonder now about other victims or how long he planned to keep TJ. I don't think that somebody builds an extra room just to keep somebody for a month. But back to what we know. According to the probable cause, the victim was restrained with handcuffs on her wrists and ankles while in this homemade basement room. The victim said HASLETT sexually assaulted her multiple times, frequently, while he held her against her will, and that he whipped her, leaving marks on her back. The probable cause states those marks were visible to law enforcement. When HASLETT left the house Friday morning, October 7th, the woman escaped just before 8 a.m. and made it about a block away seeking help. Now, by the way, it has been reported that he was taking his son to school, Timothy HASLETT. We know from a very reliable inside source here at Hidden True Crime that that is not the case. Where HASLETT was going, we do not know yet, but we can let you know here at Hidden True Crime that he was not taking his son to school at the time that the victim escaped his residence. But she did escape just before 8 a.m. and made it about a block away seeking help. Ciara Tharp's grandmother took her inside her home, and you can see that interview right here at Hidden True Crime. That link is above and also in the description of this video. You can also find all of our updates and interviews on this case in our Excelsior Springs playlist at Hidden True Crime. Neighbor Lisa Johnson stated she called police while Ciara's grandmother helped the emaciated-looking woman and gave the victim a blanket and fed her a muffin. Police arrived to help TJ, and while she was in the ambulance being transported to the hospital, they drove past HASLETT's residence, and she was able to confirm that as the location where she was held hostage. Excelsior Springs police waited for HASLETT to return home before arresting him, and a neighbor has come forward saying that he has video of that arrest. Now, again, it was initially reported that HASLETT was taking his child to school during that time, but Hidden True Crime knows from a reliable insider source that that is not where HASLETT was going when he left the house that morning. We are still learning exactly where he was when the victim escaped. Police stopped HASLETT. They arrested him on an unrelated animal control violation before later charging him with the kidnapping and rape of TJ. According to the probable cause, as well as our interview with Ciara, the victim was found wearing a padlocked metal collar she could not take off herself, a trash bag, latex lingerie, and had duct tape around her neck when officers arrived. Officers actually had to remove the padlocked collar from around her neck, and they noted it was restricting her breathing. According to the search warrant application, police took several items out of the house, including ropes, numerous firearms, items related to bondage, and a small safe. HASLETT was in court Tuesday, October 11th, where he entered a plea of not guilty. He also requested a public defender. The Excelsior Citizen, a local paper, says HASLETT appeared solemn in court. HASLETT actually spoke openly to the judge, so openly to the point that the judge reminded him he had the right to remain silent and that prosecutors were writing down everything he said. HASLETT also told the judge he had a girlfriend. Now, we still don't know who he is referring to or who she is, but he did tell the judge he had a girlfriend. We know that the city came and boarded up HASLETT's house, and a chain link fence is now surrounding the entire property. This footage that we've been showing you right here and photographs were taken yesterday, Tuesday, October 11th, exclusively for Hidden True Crime. And we have been told some garbage and 1 to 2 blue barrels remain in his yard. We also know that the FBI has been assisting from the very beginning once police were at the house. With everything we know, here is some information we are still waiting on. Any word of any other victims. According to Ciara Tharp's interview with me, again, she says that the victim stated to her that her other friends did not make it. We still don't know what that means, but the details given to us by Ciara on Saturday have been confirmed in the probable cause, except for what this comment means or if there are any other victims. We are still waiting to find out and following closely. We are hearing that cadaver dogs were sniffing blue barrels that were either in the house or left outside of the house. We are still awaiting the cadaver dog report. Hit subscribe on our YouTube channel, Hidden True Crime, and hit the notifications button. We have some live interviews still coming about Timothy HASLETT as well as neighbors. We have some upcoming interviews, and you don't want to miss when those will air, and we'll continue to have updates. If you also want immediate updates on Facebook, follow True Crime Underground on Facebook. You can also find a link to that in the description of this video. If you have any information on this crime or other cases that we are following, please write us at hiddentruecrimeinfo@gmail.com.